This is Elitom El-Amin, Breatharian. Man should not live off of bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. But what is the mouth of God? It's not here. That's the one that eats the bread. But man should not live off of bread alone. When we talk about the chakra systems, we really just talk about the 6 chakras being in the body. And the more they open up, that's what opens up the crown chakra, the 7th. But it's at the top of the head. Right there, that is the mouth of God. The mouth of God is at the top of the head, and that influx of energy is the one that creates the cerebral spinal fluid that goes to the 6th chakra to create the other functions dealing with the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. So open up the mouth of God, because when you was a baby, this part of the body was real soft at the top of the head, because that's where you're nourished from on these other levels.
Here, the other thing you also feel is just the liver under so much stress, and your liver pulse is just like the redwood
awesome.
trees.
Right. And I was living with the redwood trees last night.
Your liver feels like wood element, redwood trees.
This is awesome.
So healthy.
It's something called social growth.
Voila. It's a wonderful world.
Can you just?
It says it's locked.
Yeah. No, that's Grove now. There's something called here, Solstice Grove.
Well, he's starting.
Well, it should just automatically show up.
It's not.
Yeah, what the heck? I might as well walk back too, huh?
Might as well. You've got the energy for it.
Right.
Really.
Oh, thank you. This is awesome.
It's beautiful.
And now we're about to work it even higher. It's not going to stop. Year after year, working with this energy. Wow. Thank you.
Obviously, they had a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't cross over to Breatharianism. Is it partly because that they didn't know about it? The idea, the thought wasn't there? There wasn't that...
Well, it depends what time period you're talking about, because if this knowledge is coming from ancient times, and that's what Kung Fu was back then, there was many more. That faded off over time and went into esoteric pockets. So now you see people doing that. Apparently they didn't get the memo, just like yoga. Just like how she was saying the meditation. Why are people food free now? It's been removed.
Okay.
But for us to get those ancient stories, somebody was cultivating themselves. See that statue right there? That's Qigong. That's just sitting down Qigong. They're cultivating, but we just look at it as a pretty statue. They look sincere, serene. No, that's what we were just doing. They're working with the cosmic energy, letting it align itself. Nothing far-fetched. And they do that over and over again until it comes stronger and stronger and stronger. Where's that? See those pictures? That's what they're doing. They're doing Qigong. We ain't look at it like that.
Cultivating.
See, that word cultivation is an agricultural word, to cultivate a plant. You pull in the weeds, start out as a seed. You make sure it don't get damaged. Make sure it's in the right soil. Make sure it's getting the right sunlight, all this stuff. Until it gets stronger, it can take care of itself for what you need it for. So it's the same way with our energy. The average person just go a day-to-day life spinning, a consumer. But when you start cultivating, you make an energy exchange with the universe. So you're taking yourself just like that tree or that plant, and you're cultivating yourself. Putting yourself in the right soil, getting the right elements, pulling up the weeds, which is stressful people, stressful situations, right. So you can nourish yourself and get stronger. And people, they're jumping in and out when they learn energy work. I was doing real good. I went to this retreat, or I was with this one group for a while. The energy was really coming on, and then a situation happened in life where they moved or they quit. And what I call, they had a spiritual abortion or an energy abortion. You did all that work and then just gave it all up. And it was coming along so good. That's what happens. So that's why you got to stay kind of dedicated to this. So that's why when we brought up that word earlier about, which was a good question, the 21-day process and all these other processes, could a person transition in that? It ain't about that. It's about that word kung fu. Kung fu can apply to anything, but it's dealing with a skill that's being developed that you will become good at.
Master.
You'll master it.
Master.
That's it. Playing a guitar, drums, working on a car. I seen this one mechanic. He was so good he could hear your car driving and tell you what's wrong with it. That didn't happen overnight. He was the best around, and he proved it. Oh, you need that done. How you know that? You ain't even look under the hood. He got good. And you could get good with this vehicle. It ain't going to happen overnight. You'll get better and better and better. That's what happens. That's what the meditations does. So don't look at the breatharian process as how fast or when the transition is coming. You're doing a development that don't end. See, that's the thing about the light. We even haven't scratched the surface yet. I just seen a scientific thing where a lady was talking about, this is science talking this. They said the brain is the new battlefield. Consciousness is the final frontier. Now, she used the word unconscious. We're not talking about passed out. She's talking about the consciousness that's not measured. It's so vast it ain't even measured yet. They don't know. We're going into it as the final frontier. So that shows you how extensive it is. But we dealing with human development, the light will have the value that you give it. Wow. It could go as far as you want it to go. It don't have to end. There ain't no destination. It will continue. And I said this once before, they found this tree that's 2,600 years old in North Carolina. They got the record right now. But this is what all of them are saying, the scientists. It made it that age because of the climate it's in. It's in the right situation. And it ducked humans for some reason, which is good. That's why I lived that long. But we're the same way. Ain't no different. It's a lifestyle. Look how many people changed their lives or beat a disease that was chronic and somebody shifted their lifestyle. That's the miracle right there. We're waiting for this other miracle. That's the miracle. It does take a mindset to want to change yourself, to go another direction. That's the miracle right there. Against all odds. Everybody against it. And you just say, I'm going this way. But ain't nobody else doing it. I don't care. I feel better. That's the whole thing. And the body, it don't have to end. Of course it's self-sustaining. That's what we're saying. But it depends on the value that the person gives it. We just did that Qigong. Now that was your first time doing Qigong. You already kind of liked it, felt the energy of it.
Yeah, it felt really nice.
Now in a week's time, you know how it's going to feel. It's going to feel good. We know that. A month, 6 months. And if we put on years from that, we're just saying, she'll be somewhere else, a whole nother being. Just off of that. Wow. And then when we add the other things on it, see, that's what makes holistic power so good. You got the meditation, but if you start adding diet in, exercise, your living condition, the people you up against, you're going to be a whole nother being. Wow. That's what we're talking about. That's why breatharianism is a health message. All you need to do is monitor the health. Food freedom is a byproduct of health. That just come about, you don't feel like eating one day because you feel too good. Of course, what you put in your body brings down the vibration. I don't care what it is. You already altered your organism. Whoa, that's heavy, ain't it? You altered the organism. Now I can adapt to it. You got to get rid of it. But that's what we're dealing with. But the light has the value that you give it, and it will go on and on and on. So when you do hear those stories where we read spiritual books, somebody disappeared, somebody didn't see death, somebody did that. This consciousness that stays stuck here, we just got stuck for a minute, that's all. That's all that's happened. We're just going to get out of it. We're coming out of it right now. That's why we're thinking the way we're thinking. That's it. Even right now, today, fasting is one of the biggest things around on the internet, dealing with health. Ancient, and it came right back. Yeah, try backing up from the table for a minute. Oh, okay. Right. Lower your blood pressure, all this other stuff. And that's why they call it preventable diseases. It didn't have to happen. That was just an idea of a thought that we was living. Didn't have to do it. Like somebody said, it runs in my family. And I like how my friends say, well, that's the point. Nobody's running in your family. That's my point. Nobody's running. Whole different ball game. So if we want certain experiences, right, that's what we're doing. We're making a transformation on this vehicle. That's what it is, a vehicle, straight up. No half-stepping. And you're making a transformation where you can get a lot more out of it. I would have never thought about trying to do that walk coming from LA if I wasn't in this type of condition. Not when I weighed 190 pounds, that wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't even thought the thought. So some people live in life and they don't understand it. Like I told a buddy one day, yeah, I'm going to walk to the store. It's right down the street. You said, way down there? It was just down at the block. And on my way up here, it happens all the time. I'll ask somebody directions and they be like, it's down that way, but it's kind of far. It's about 3 or 4 miles. And I just do like this. They don't know where I walk. I just did 20. 3 or 4 miles ain't nothing. But in their mind, man, it's far. You're going to need to, there's the bus right over there. That's what they're saying. Inventions, okay, they serve their purpose, but it made humanity so spoiled it made them sick. Can't even use your own body. And by nature, the human being's supposed to be the longest walking animal. You can outwalk any animal. Not outrun them now, but you can outwalk them. Now, why is that? Due to your makeup of your skin and your bipedal. Most animals got to pant to cool down. Where they overheat. But you don't pant. Your body is breathing all over by its nature. Your feet start sweating. All this stuff to cool itself down. This is a powerful mechanism. And it can adapt to any situation you put it in. Whoa. Even if I was to get a group of people. This is why this is a health message. The healthier you are, the longer you could go without food. Don't that make sense? If you're sick, now there's some people come to the retreats, I understand they're desperate. They're looking for something that, maybe if I stop eating, I'm going to get healed going through this process. But you're sick, your body got to heal itself first. So it's going to go through a healing crisis first before it starts getting healthy. The healing crisis is going to take place. So if you've been eating all of your life, of course it's going to go through a healing crisis. Without a shadow of a doubt. And that's where everybody got to go through. They don't know no better. But then when it gets to memo, where we just talk about you get fed from the heart chakra, now that's very powerful. Yeah, there's an energy coming off the heart. It can be measured now. We ain't making this up. Your electromagnetic field can be measured, and the heart goes out the furthest. And the more you open up the rest of the energy channels, it affects all the other channels. It's one whole unit. So that's why when you go to a place, I was just thinking of that. You're doing it all the time, magnetizing stuff to you. But now since we understand the power of our thoughts, because our thoughts is very powerful, you could create a nightmare for yourself or you could create a straight up dream. I'm living in a dream. Right. That's why they got, what, dream yoga. That is a high yoga. That's a real yoga. Is this a dream I'm living in? You start understanding it's a dream. What I want to create today. I ain't gonna wait till the day make me happy. I'm gonna make myself happy today. That's what happens. Whole nother energy. Things supposed to go my way. That's how you thinking. Well, you just egotistical. Well, it is going inside, ain't it? That's what we're talking about. Oh, man. So dealing with the Breatharian journey, we don't understand it, though. But that last information were just other programs. Those are other programs. Somebody give you the program of nutrition. What has to go down? What causes this? And you just fed into it and believed it. But that don't make it true. That's how powerful our minds is. That's something, ain't it?
You mentioned earlier about activating the first 3 chakras.
Right.
So what we just did, does that focus just on the first 3, or what else would you suggest to get those 3 chakras?
Oh, all of them? See, that's the thing about it. We think in parts and pieces, but that Qigong we just did worked on everything simultaneously.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. Simultaneously. So even when you exercise, like they'll tell you in sports medicine, you're working on the arm, but it's still working out the whole body. But in our mind, I'm just working on the arm. But the leg feel the cells getting affected. Everything's complementing that new package. So that's why you want to grab from the different schools of thought. See, that's humanity's problem. You got everybody is sort of like a mirror crashed on the ground, a mirror of truth. Broke up in different pieces and everybody grabbed a piece. This is the truth, this is the truth. All we're doing is come back putting together the whole mirror. Oh, I can grab a little of that, and put it all back together so you can become whole. Because you're dealing with your totality of yourself. See, right now they got a thing called mental health. The mental health industry. But if you got a mental problem, that means there's a physical problem going on. That's how holistic medicine will look at it. And if you got a physical problem going on, there's a mental problem going on. There ain't no separation. But we like to separate it. There ain't no separation. There's a blockage going on. Let's figure out what it is. See, there's a thing called troubleshooting. Or have you ever heard of a bottleneck in a company? You got this system taking place, but the system ain't working right. Now, that don't mean that the whole system is messed up or you throw away the whole system. You find out what's stagnating it, where the bottleneck is at. So if it's a company, it might be in the shipping department. The rest of the departments is doing good, but it's going slow because it's slow in the shipping department. There could have been some people who called off work that was really needed. You know what I mean? So you send the reinforcements there to go what? Catch it up to get the flow going. So it's the same way with our health. We got different systems in the body. Your circulatory system, your reproduction system, you understand? But if one system is what? Having a bottleneck, it affected all the rest of them. That's why usually when a person, when they get older and then they don't feel what? Their sexual energy goes down. You understand? And it could be something happening from the respiratory system. I mean, you know what I mean? One system stagnated the other. That's why when the person is going through some type of, to see what's happening with their sexual energy, I forgot what they use. First thing the doctors say is, what do you eat? Lose some weight. That's how they're coming at you. Let's see what the problem is. Do you smoke? Do you drink? There's a lifestyle that's going on that affected one system that's affecting the other ones. And we can clog those up. It'll get everything back up and running. So therefore, when you start getting in better health, that's an indication, and you know it, that's an indication that the root chakra's open. It'll start activating the rest of them. Do.
Yeah, so for example, I've been sick, right? And it's really hard to feel and work with energy when you're not feeling well.
Right.
So all of that stopped.
Listen at that. Sick, so now it's hard to work with energy because it's an energy stagnation. That's why the sickness is there. See, we got this word called sickness in the English language. Now, I got to say the English language because I went to some countries try to say this and it's like, we ain't got no word for illness. And I'm like, oh.
Really?
Right.
Which ones?
Well, I'm live now. I'm afraid to say it. No, we all right.
Wow.
Well, you got sickness, illness, and disease. And I believe it was Italian. I got to make sure. Somebody said we don't got those three different things. We got one word for all of them. But for us, sickness, illness, and disease is in degrees. A sickness is basically like a cold. Your body can heal a cold. All you got to do is just chill out. You know, go through your little stuff. It'll heal itself. That just shows you the healing power of the body. But it'll take care of it quick. An illness is something that's a lot more tougher to get rid of, but your body still can heal itself. Sort of like chicken pox or measles. You'll be down a little bit, but the body will heal itself. And this disease is just at a bigger degree. It can be healed. You can reverse it. But it just takes a lot longer. It's a lot more complicated due to what it is. And that could be like cancer or something like that. Now, I seen a woman in Israel who reversed her cancer. This is very powerful. I met a whole lot of people that had cancer in this one community, and it was like somebody was giving out cancer like candy. All types of people had it. But this one woman beat it. And I asked her, what did you do to beat it? Now, she had a serious look on her face. It was a journey. It wasn't no miracle just by praying with it. She changed her whole lifestyle. And still living that lifestyle right now. That's why she don't got cancer. But the other people, even though you could tell them what to do, they didn't want to change their lifestyle. And it was sad that some passed away. They didn't want to go with the full change. That's what it boiled down to. I just got to say it. Now, there was one guy, dude, sometimes you could get sick and you could get desperate. He's saying, Elitom, I want you to take me through a 21-day process. I know that will heal me. I know he's too sick. This will kill you. This ain't going to heal you. See, fasting can kill you if you do it wrong. There's safety precautions and everything. Yes, it has great benefits when you do things right and you don't overpush it. But if the body's too sick and is desperate, it's willing on doing anything and it'll get taken up out of here. They had a water contest somewhere out here in California where somebody died for drinking too much water. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't have never thought that. Mm-hmm. Whoa. So we got to be careful with these bodies and listen to them when we take it into these new systems of thought. But the light won't end again. It could take you through all types of things on upgrading itself. Now when we deal with food, now this is what gets good. When we deal with food freedom, first you want to learn how to eat before you go food free. Because if it's a health message, and if you know you're going to be eating, or you still want to eat and you're there, at least eat foods that's going to benefit you health-wise until your energy picks itself up as you're meditating, getting stronger. Is this making sense? Mm-hmm. So there's some foods that draws light to it. That's why fruit is a big thing now. You hear about the fruit paradigm. Eat more fruit. Fruit. Why? Because of the distilled water that's in it. Water attracts light to it. In a nutshell. There we go. And that's why they say you could drink what? Go 3 months with drinking water only. If you could do 3 months drinking water only, you're a breatharian. Now, why would they say that? Water is boring, and they got no taste to it, but the main thing, they got no calories.
And you have energy. If you can go through, and you're living.
Yeah, you're
Just
living.
Bad, you know, like losing weight.
Right.
That's not good.
That's no good, but if you did 3 months drinking water, you living, running around, you a breatharian. And you ain't going to be drinking that much water. You know why I know? Because you'll get tired of using the bathroom. You'll be suffering. That's what got me off of drinking water. Man, I got to use the bathroom again. I just got comfortable. And I had to put 2 plus 2 together. Well, if I didn't drink this, I wouldn't have to go use the bathroom. Ding! Your own self-realization. That was an enlightenment.
How often do you use the bathroom, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, now this is good. Now, a person that eats should use the bathroom actually every time you eat a meal, or at least once a day. Or they would call that constipation. And somebody did the math when they said, if you ate 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, that's 21 meals. So if you use the bathroom 1 time a day, there's 14 meals backed up in you. You know, we're just doing the math. So now, when you ain't got nothing on your intestines, that don't mean your intestines don't work no more. Because you don't live in a clean environment. Your body is constantly processing things. You understand? So therefore, you ain't on the same agenda on how your intestines is working like a regular person. But if your body needs to get rid of something, it's user-friendly on how it gets rid of it. But it ain't going to be nothing. It's only going to bring out what goes in it. So if you swallowed some bugs, one day I was riding a moped. It's coming out soon. I don't know how. No. Your body got many ways to get rid of stuff. It could burp it out, spit it up. It could come through the number 2. You could urinate it out. It could come through the skin. All of this stuff on how to get rid of things, on how it best fit to do it. But it's a great absorber of energy. Now they got a book called Colon Health. And they had a person, this is what they showed. They was in a polluted environment. And the liver changed the way it looked just by being in an environment. That means it was picking it up. It ain't had nothing to do with going through the mouth. So the body's still going to get rid of that. Now, when I was in polluted environments, and I ain't going to name the country's names, but they was polluted, people did ask me the questions. You being a breatharian, how's your body taking it? And I said, well, it's all right with me. It's all right because I know it's easier for my body to get rid of pollution in the air than it is eating something. It's going to get rid of it. All you got to just sit back and let it do it. See, even on a breatharian journey, when you're in holistic health, first you start learning about detoxification. That comes along with the territory. So you start learning about what's the best herbs to take to detoxify yourself. That comes with the territory if you're on that path. But when you start coming on the breatharian path, you figure out, ding, every time you burst to use the bathroom, your body detoxifying itself. That's what it does by its nature. It don't need no herb to help it. Only if you really, really backed up and need a jump start. But if you're healthy, it'll get rid of that on your own, on its own. And it will get rid of the right amount so it won't hurt you. That's why fasting will get easier if you stay consistent in it. That's why I tell people to at least start fasting once a week to get your body used to that new regimen. And see, there's an internal clock that's in us. If you pick the same day every week, your body will be looking for that day. Well, it's time to go on a fast. And pretty soon it will get easier. That's what it's looking for. It's intelligent. It has a body intelligence. Now, dealing with this body intelligence, communicating with your body. They say, watch what you say because your body is listening. It's going off an intent. So one time I was biking this long distance bike trip. And there was this distance I needed to go to make it to the certain shelter, and I really wanted to make it. But I never biked that distance before. So on one level, there's a fear. You never did that distance before. It was like 80-something miles in one day. So I never did that before at the time. Whew. But again, I said, I can do it. I can pull it off. There's that confidence coming. See, you got to be confident with yourself. And I kind of asked my body, can we do it? And they're kind of like, let's go for it. Right, you build up a command. Because the person we talk to the most is who? Yourself. That's who you're talking to. So I was in there having a conversation with myself. Can we do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it. That's what we're doing. So, at the end of the day, I made that 80-something miles. And as I'm sitting there in my tent, I sat there and looked at my body. Thank you. You could feel it like it was happy. I told you I could do it. All you had to do was believe in me. That's basically what it's saying. You're bringing these entities back in alignment. That's why it's saying in the scriptures again. I saw a new heaven and I saw a new earth. Heaven is a high state of consciousness. The earth is the body. So if you want to transform yourself, you're going to need a new mind, a new way of thinking to bring forth a new body. It won't happen. That's why that character saw a new heaven and a new earth. It ain't had nothing to do with the trees. They ain't hurt nobody. They ain't pollute the water. Whoa, the human being. That's what it's talking about. We can transform ourselves. We might as well fess up to it. We can. You can see matter of fact, we got enough information now. Everybody in this room can see 100 years old with flying colors. You can do that standing on your head.
So what causes death for a breatharian? Like if the body's continually revitalizing itself and in good health, then what would create the ending?
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Because all of this is new.
Well, there have been a few ahead of us, right? I mean, we don't know who.
I don't know who they are.
We don't.
Right. See, right now, the age we living in now, you got the most breatharian knowledge that we got right now in this society. Right now, people walking around living. We got the most information right now in 2020 dealing with breatharianism. Now, those things that we read in the past about somebody living in the 1600s, we don't know if they lived or not. We don't got to go there. You can't talk to them. You can't interview them. You don't know. But right now, you got people walking around, and it's increasing. And like I said, even on the fasting paradigm, we got YouTube, Google. They got medical benefits of fasting for the brain, for the body. You got a wealth of information in your favor right now. Whoa, that's heavy, ain't it? And matter of fact, and don't let them fool you about how long a person can live without eating. They ain't caught up yet. Matter of fact, you look it up on the internet, they don't know. They got in the Guinness Book of World Records. There was some guy, that's easy to beat. But see, you got to pay $5,000 to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. You know, they got to, But anyway, they don't even know. When I was in India, the Jains would do that with flying colors. 30, 40 days. They do that every year like it's a party. Nobody know yet. So a lot of this is new. It's resurfaced. But we came a long way in this last 5 years. Big time. And it's going to get even better. And like I said, a lot of these pranic festivals I go to, there's already scientists and doctors there. Not to prove it. They have aureologists there taking, how should we say, your pulse, all of that good stuff. Weighing people, all this stuff. Putting it together. How to explain it. That's all we're dealing with. So that's why the medical profession, they're telling you a starvation diet is the best diet. That's how they have to put it down. They're using that word starvation, but they're saying not eating is the best. That's what they're saying. Whoa. Even the animals out in the wild getting cured just for not eating. That's one of the oldest therapies on the planet. Food is overrated. We might as well go ahead and fess up. People eating themselves to death. That's what's happening. So when you said that statement, well, what make a breatharian die? They must have been eating.
Or it's a conscious choice.
Right. Something like that. Yeah, eating. A conscious choice. Here we go. Oh, man. And we ain't taking nothing from the spiritual teachers in the past, but we scared to fess up for this. Let's take sports, for instance. There's legends who was in the past who was good. There was a legend in that era. But they can't deal with the sports players today. Knowledge has increased. We do got better athletes. We evolved. So same way as spirituality. Don't you think it increased? I know we bring up what such and such said. Yeah, but he gone. He left us enough information so we can keep going. You're supposed to be the new spiritual superstar. Oh, man. Don't throw somebody up in my face that died, 50 years ago or 100 years ago? They're gone. But thank them, they got their name in the Hall of Fame. It's your turn now. It's your turn. Right. You're doing the transformation, taking it to another level. Oh, man. That's why sometime in the Olympics, we see a record get broken. Man, nobody can beat that. That was just incredible. It won't be long. Somebody that came out and broke it. All they needed was the ante jumped up a little bit. So all I'm doing is I'm jumping out here, running around the place. I just upped everybody's ante, that's all. All types of people clawing. Right. Somebody going to beat it from there, beat it from there. like I said, you got a child born right now, and the information we got now is born in a certain type of family that will see 200 years old easy, living right now. Why wouldn't they? Everybody ain't born in the same consciousness like that. Somebody got right there. Easy. Whoa. This is something, man. A good age we live in. This is why I call it the golden age. Oh, man. I would have never thought about living in a cave once upon a time. Straight up did it, because you could do it now. Then we're doing the cheap gongs and all this other stuff. But we got this information. See, the science and technology that's external from us is helping us with the knowledge now. That's all it's doing. They talk about, oh, we're scared of 5G. Well, you're supposed to be upgrading. You're supposed to be 7G now. Right. Your cells in your body eat ATP. That's a high frequency energy. Medical field gave it to you. Yeah, that's what your cells eat. Not an apple or a sandwich. Absolutely not. Just try to get rid of that stuff. You can put yourself in a whole nother cycle. And let's see where it goes. Oh man, what you supposed to die from?
What's your understanding like on so I get how we can get the energy we need from the environment, but then the other thing that we have supposedly need are nutrients like zinc and magnesium. How do you suppose we manufacture, we alchemize these things? I mean, I get that electric energy can give us electricity, which is the foundation of ATP and all these things. But how what's your understanding for how we produce the other nutrients that are not just elements?
I'm glad he brought that up. Good question. Now we got our different systems on the body, right? But there's two systems that actually works for this process. One is the neural system, our electrical system. That's where they get the tree of life. Just to me move my hand, we got the electrical part. Then we got our endocrine system that deals with chemicals. That's what we're dealing with. That chemical, we're a bag full of chemicals. This biology we're dealing with. These two systems work hand in hand, but differently. Hand in hand, but differently. Now, when we deal with photosynthesis, now there's a place in Mexico or South America that they're kind of leading, as I know it, they're kind of leading a pace dealing with human photosynthesis. So one time somebody, of course I get all these calls, human beings can't do photosynthesis. Well, you ain't been doing your homework. Yes, somebody's working on it, believe me. There is a human photosynthesis. And one thing that just by them telling you can get vitamin D from the sun, listen at that. Vitamin D from the sun. But you mean to tell me that's the only thing you could get from the sun? The biggest nuclear power plant outside of the body, and all you can do is, that's photosynthesis right there, if anything. And the thing about it ain't like you're getting vitamin D. See, synthesis means combining or putting things together. That's what it means. So, all it's saying is that the sunlight, some form of light, is touching the body, the calcium that's in the blood, because you got a lot of calcium, 55%, and then that combination produces the vitamin D. That's synthesis right there. So we do practice photosynthesis. But the key to it is they only said we get vitamin D. So therefore, we got to take it back to the energy levels again to see where it goes. Because some people will say, well, where do you get your vitamins and minerals? Now, for number one, I don't know.
It's valid.
Well, I think what's happening is if you're eating, I think eating causes an imbalance of vitamins and minerals.
Absolutely.
Therefore, you're like always running short this and that because of what you're feeding yourself.
How much vitamin C do you eat out of oranges? You don't know. So you can overdo it. At least when you're dealing with the energy levels, your body will give you the right amount, and that's it. Once it gets charged up like the cell phone, that's it. That's all it needed. Now, let's take the intestines. Oh, man, this is getting good. the information we got came from people who's eating. So when the intestines is being used meal after meal like that, and how it's bringing off its vibration, that's the information you're going to give. But it can work at other levels. That hasn't been fully calculated. That's why I said some of these festivals, you do got doctors and scientists there now doing new measurements. Whether if it came out or not yet, it don't matter. See, they just came out with a new book dealing with neuroscience. Now, this came out about 5 years ago. Now, this book costs about $800. But they've been doing this research for the last 30 years. They ain't having it in the medical schools. They're working on it. They just happen to bring it about now and say, this is what we've been working on. You ain't get the memo yet. So sometimes people will be bringing a memo up to me. That's already deleted. See, we're in the age of information. Information is going so fast, this cell phone is going to be outdated next year. This is the what? iPhone 11. It's going to be outdated. There's going to be one soon we'll be doing this outside your body. Already, that's why 5G coming about. It's about to tell you it's coming with a bigger influx of energy, and all electronics you see right now is going to be totally different than what's happening. That's what they're telling you. It's already here. Everybody just ain't got the memo yet. So what's the difference with breatharian knowledge? Of course a person up there is still arguing with the last knowledge. Talking like a, intellectual animal on the last memo they got. We upgraded now. I don't know what a vitamin mineral is. I never saw one. Why should I worry about it now? What am I supposed to do? Zinc. What is that? That's something somebody told us. Wow. That's heavy. But see, that's what we're dealing with again. Knowledge is good, but when you deal with truth or enlightenment, let's put it like this. Truth always going on top of each other, it's always evolving, and truth always can become extinct. Now, what do I mean by that? When I was overweight and had those health problems and I became a vegan, I had health improvements. And in my mind, I was in a new truth. And the group that I was with, because I met this vegan group, the leader of the group said, this is the divine diet of God. In his mind, this is the truth, that's it. And I believed him at first, until I said, wait a minute. Let me go check some other diet changes, other fuel sources. So then I start seeing more live and raw foods. Went into that, seeing health improvements. So through my own research and study dealing with myself, my own laboratory, I began to look at them and say, well, I want to go this direction. But I got in trouble with them. They said, no, you don't need to do all of that. Well, I think I do. So I got rid of that truth and went into another one. Then pretty soon I ran into food freedom. The other truth became dissolved. The other one came into being. I know without a shadow of a doubt. You understand? So truth is a truth for a season. But how do we know that truth is now over with? Now, this is what people are scared to admit. They get into a diet change and it helped them. Nobody's arguing that. But it ain't meant for you to stay there. It was a breaker diet. The body, by its nature, wants to grow and evolve. So usually, what the body start doing? It start acting up again so you can move forward. Suffering is so you can look for a new solution to move on. So, of course, when people died that was on some good, healthy diet, now they knew something was wrong with them. Why didn't they say it? They didn't want to lose face. The body was talking to them. That was their body. But they're still telling you this is the best diet around. No, it wasn't. I see that happen many times with this food guru died. And he should have just told everybody you don't feel good now. It helped you during that season, but we're in another season now. He should have moved on, but didn't want to do it. Want to hold his following. I don't know what's going on. My name could have been that guy went out there, certain nutritionists would have said, I think Elitom got it. But no, they want to keep their following. Ego's coming up. Fear. How they gonna make their livelihood? So you become a threat. Whoa. This is heavy, ain't it? So truth always dissolves itself or become extinct, especially when a new one comes along and takes its place. And even where I'm at, it might change. I'm learning about not breathing now. They do. There's a science behind it. I seen it. I ain't ready for it yet.
Then you'll be an Ian.
Yeah. But I seen it. I know it can happen. I see it, but I ain't ready for it. But that's what we do too. We guys will fess up. And it came to me a certain way. So that was the universe that gave it to me. It kept popping back up in my face, and I don't want to see it yet. That's what we all go through it. Not yet. I want to play around for a while. That's what happened too. I did this video where I said, now this is another one. When I came into the breatharian levels where I knew my body made the transition, it don't need no food. But I was doing live and raw foods shows, showing people how to do different foods. And I still had the schedule hooked up. But I realized something. Even though I was food free and knew it, I wanted to explore deeper into the live foods that I was creating. Because I wanted the experience. I know how to make that now, and I didn't fully get the experience. So what I did was took a hiatus, what you call that, a hajj or a spiritual hiatus, so I could take time out to go explore it. Now, that don't mean I'm not a breatharian no more. I already got the skill. But I want to explore that new experience, and then when I got satisfied, then I could come back into my other skill. You see how that works? So it's just like a person who says, I'm a fruitarian. I'm a fruitarian. And if they eat something that ain't fruit no more, does that mean they ain't no fruitarian no more? Absolutely not. They still going to tell you I'm a fruitarian. That's how we start playing around with each other and beating up on each other. So that's why I got to look out for other breatharians who won't come out, because this is tough when you out here on the forefront. Everybody watching you and stuff. I remember one time, somebody gave me some candy to chew on. Somebody was like, see? And they was with me for days, walking around, ain't eating nothing. As soon as I sucked on some candy, I just blew their whole world. I was like, ain't this something? Oh, man, you mean it got this deep? Right. Oh, man, but that's the game we like playing with each other. But it goes in degrees and stuff. And like I say to people, you having these life experiences, enjoy them. So now, like I said, I'm living the life that I created. You understand? Kids grown, so I ain't got to worry about that. No relationship like that, so it's just me. I can work on myself. I got all day long to cheek on. Ain't nobody saying, honey, you promised to take me out to eat. This is an all-day thing now, but this is the experience I want. Right. Some people want to jump in and out with the two worlds. Don't know how to juggle it. Don't work like that. If you're going to go into something, go full go. That's how I look at it. Just like when I got into long-distance biking. I had a car at the time, but I said, wait a minute. I got rid of the car so I can enjoy the bike. That's me. I'm a caloric personality. I did. It forced me to ride it to work, ride it back, and then I started riding it all over the place because I didn't have a car. The other long distance bikes, you could do both at the same time. When they see me doing all these big trips, man, but they had their cars slowing them down. It was that choice. Not saying you can't, but I'm just saying, when you put yourself out there working with the light, you'll adapt to it without a shadow of a doubt.
So how much Qigong do you suggest for someone to do to get their energy levels up to where they don't need food?
Oh, at least once a day. Once a day, you should at least do meditation 20 minutes a day. At least. Yep. Because you're building up a new habit that you wasn't doing before. You remember when we said, if you got a certain food nutrition, for instance, and you were just to move one thing out of that diet that you have right now, that you're doing repeatedly, your body will make a complete change off of that one little food without leaving the rest of them. So the same with a new habit. You get a person that's not used to walking a couple miles a day, and then they start walking a couple miles a day, that organism's going to change. So by you meditating once a day, 20 minutes once a day, you're going to change. See, we look for these big things, and it's not in the big things for a transformation. It's in the subtle, small things.
Are you calling the Qigong the meditation?
Yeah, absolutely. There's many different forms of meditation. Because, see, the reason why there's so many meditations is because due to people's personalities. Some people love visualization. Some people don't know how. Some people love movement. Some people don't like moving. So that's why it's like a shopping cart. You got to go search around and find one that resonates with you. And when you find it, work with it. And work with it till you find the power within it. And you will if you work with it. Now, there was this one woman one time, she meant well, but she said, I'm going to do this meditation, do a video with you with this meditation. And I said, all right, cool. So as we're doing the video, ready to do the meditation, she bring out this book and start reading the meditation from a book. And I said, but you don't even know the power of that meditation. Yes, I do. Or you wouldn't have to read it out of a book. You're supposed to have done it so much it's in you. That's how you know it's in you. It ain't a thing. See, there's an energy that comes off a practitioner. I met many people like that. This one woman who did yoga one time. Don't even practice yoga. I got to go to a yoga class now. Okay, good for you. But she's saying she could automatically center herself and get into the energy and bring that energy about. That she's deluded herself. But when you got a person who's actually doing a practice, that energy start manifesting from them because they became one with that new idea. That's the difference. Like how we was talking last night, being with somebody food free, there's a different energy coming off of them. They're living it. Whole different ballgame to somebody just talking about it. It went from the head, now it's coming off the body. See, this is the mind. There's another influx of energy coming off of it. Whoa. So just by doing that simple meditation, 20 minutes a day. Now keep in mind, notice that I said minimum of 20 minutes. There'll be some days you'll feel like doing longer. You know, everything's right, you're feeling different. But at least do minimum because you'll keep the consistency. Wow. This is awesome, ain't it? So, and the body wants to pick up this new memo, especially just by you thinking the consciousness of prana now. Remember before I said this is how powerful our thoughts is? When nobody knew they could become food free, that's a blocker right there. That's a blocker of the whole organism. It just shuts you down. You ain't even got nothing coming. You don't even have a potential. And what makes us different than other animals, again, we got the most neurons or energy within the what? Front of the brain, the frontal cortex. You move energy deeply. And you're so smart that your organism, that our young babies, you got to raise them the longest. The smarter the organism, the longer it has to stay with the parents. Ah, you're smart. Too smart for your own good. We'll figure it out. So that's why it gets good again. You got to make you a plan, jump into it, and just stay consistent and watch yourself transform. You're building an energy body. Just like if you were dealing with the physical body building a muscle, you are building an energy body by staying consistent. So if you see somebody with big muscles and a muscular body, you know they put some time and effort into that, didn't you? Time and effort. That didn't happen overnight, 21 days. That's a professional bodybuilder. So it's the same way when we're talking about prana. I'm going to straight up tell you, living off prana is at a professional level dealing with an energy worker. I ain't bragging on myself. It's a professional level. You put work into meditating, running energy through the body. It came stronger and stronger every day. That's what you're doing. You became good at working with energy. The sun is touching everybody, but when I feel the sun, I feel nourishment. The ground, wherever all of us standing on it, some people actually getting the energy of it, redirecting it. I even got some sandals where copper is at the bottom so I could get another charge. I got some other ones made of rope. I'm an energy junkie. Right. This is where it's at.
What do you think of sun gazing? I know a lot of people swear by that, but do you do that as a form of energy?
No, I don't. Takes too much energy to go get the energy. Well, all right. Sun gazing is cool. It's awesome. Nobody's arguing that. To stand up there in front of that big energy, that big ball of energy, you're going to have some results. Nobody's arguing that. However, I said the keys earlier when I said we're in the sun right now. We are? Yeah. So again, when we were just doing that Qigong exercise, that energy that's running through the body came from the sun. We might as well go ahead and say it. You're in the sun. So it's going to go back to meditation again. So you can sun gaze till you blue in the face. That's just one asset of the totality of a person's lifestyle. I knew people who were sun gazing, but the rest of their lifestyle wasn't meeting up for the results they wanted. You see where I'm getting at? So still we got to look, if you need to add that, that's cool. And there's friends I meet sometime that want to go sun gaze, fine, I'm coming along with you because I'm an energy junkie. But if you think I'm going to go track the sun down now, where it's about to set, I'm not going to do it because I don't need to. That's what we're dealing with. And then we got certain therapies. Now, let's take urine therapy. Very powerful. There's a client I got who I told him to go do urine therapy. And guess what? They had improvements. Now, I know some people who didn't feel nothing from it. They said, why? But I can understand why. You didn't need to do it. You understand? So usually the more sick an organism is, they will see more results from a therapy. If you're healthier, don't need that, you ain't going to see that quick result. So why do it? And if you're already healthy, what you need to do the therapy for? And if I'm sitting up there ain't making no urine or very little like that, what I need to be doing urine therapy for? I ain't got none. Dang. You understand? Oh, man. But to each his own. A lot of things is just to get you jump started. See, by us eating every day and being in a society where all this programming will be coming out of, a lot of things were dormant on how the body's supposed to work. We are making these things work again. See, something happened one time when I became a vegan. I started getting lightheaded. I was forgetting stuff. I didn't know what was wrong. Now, you know what popped in my head? Now, I was scared again. So no matter what diet change you're going to go to, if it's new to you, you're going to be scared. So immediately I said, man, this is supposed to be a good diet. This is what they said, but I don't feel good. See how I put that together? I don't feel good even though they saying it's supposed to be good for me. Something's wrong. So then, luckily, if you're really sincere, the universe will send somebody to you or a situation to you to make you get what you need to know. So this woman said to me, oh, drink blackstrap molasses because your body ain't making B12. That's what she said. So me being desperate like I was, I went to go get that blackstrap molasses, took some teaspoons of it, and a couple days went past, and I didn't even need to take no more. My memory was working, everything was working. So right there, that was the indication my body probably was making B12. I don't know what B12 is. I've never seen it. But I was feeling better. You see this is a feeling state you're going into. If you're feeling good, you're all right. You're looking good, you're all right. Everything got to combine. So therefore, but notice how I went to that one diet, I had to take something external to jumpstart me so I could start feeling better, and I didn't need to take it no more. So that's why the saying comes out, let your food be your medicine. So I ain't talking against food. There's some foods or some things you can take that you might need to take to jumpstart you to get you from being what? Dormant, to get it back running again. This is a skill again. What do I need to work with in this season? And your body will lead you there when you're sincere. We do it all the time. Magnetize the people to tell you, the situation, to be in the book, all this good stuff on what you need to do next. But this is the Breatharian journey. It could be a lot of fun. Now, this is what I ran into. I was in India one time, and his guru's wife, he passed away, but his wife came and come see me. And she said, what did she say? He used to put himself through extreme stuff that kind of affected the whole family. You know, long periods of time without eating, or going into the wilderness doing this, and, you know, different stuff what people think what spirituality is all about, beating up on yourself. Well, I said back then, I can understand that, because we do come from a generations of no pain, no gain. You work hard for what you got to get. All this other stuff, you understand. But now, since we got an increase of information and technology has increased, now the whole reason behind technology is to make life easier. You got smarter, so you don't need to do certain things no more. So when we talk about breatharianism, this is knowledge of a technology to make your life easier. Yeah, you get healthier, life becomes easier. You don't need to work as hard. It takes a lot of work to go to the grocery store. Cook the food and all that time and energy. I was even at this one place in LA. Okay, it looked good, I understood. You know, they had the apple trees in the yard. Everybody was picking, not the apple trees, the orange trees, picking the oranges. Then they spent all that time and energy in the kitchen making orange juice. Day in, day out. That take a lot of time. And I'm looking at them. I said, man, I'm too lazy to do that now. I just rather sit there and do this at the chair. And it's working too, just to drink that orange juice. But you go from level to level.
What I loved about the Qigong meditation that we did,
Right.
was I know intellectually that there are more neurons in the gut and the brain. And in that moment, I really, really felt, and I think it was a comment you made about where is this energy, where's the powerhouse, where's the chi actually coming from? So it's naturally coming from the center, like the intention is actually coming from here. And I felt that connection between, just naturally, just felt that connection between the intention here and the guiding the ball of chi. And what that showed me was that usually, and this is a word that Sergio has used that resonates so much with me, is the word collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And how when you're eating, there's a certain collapse around food to digest, and there was an opening naturally when there's not food. And I'm curious in your experience, as you've made this transition, do you have a more and more felt acuity of that, really feeling like your energy is coming from the dantian, from your...
Absolutely.
Like you're actually, your mind is actually coming from here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now they say in the medical field, what? Your abdomen is your second brain.
Yeah.
We could even say our first. And she's saying basically, do I feel that my thinking basically, or consciousness is here, or the energy is here? Now this goes back to what I was saying earlier. All you got to do is take care of the first three chakras. Yeah. And when you get used to this new feeling state, it does go with your thinking, the shape of your face. You can see it in your face. What's going on down here. See, it takes a lot of energy to digest something when it goes into the intestine. A lot of energy. It stagnates you. It makes your eyes tired. You get sleepy. Want to take a nap after you ate a big meal. All this stuff happens. Your feet swell up. The whole organism is affected. So when it opens up, yeah, there's just as many neurons in the gut than in the brain. They're connected. Everything start opening up. So that's the whole idea when we say we want this energy. If it ain't being used to digest the food, it's going to other places in the organism. It could be used for other things. That's why a person magnetizes stuff faster and all this other stuff. You have more energy. It's going other places to be used for. The whole organism is one. Because that's what you was basically asking. You was having that experience where you could feel that connection. And see, that's why to stay consistent meditating, the more you feel that connection, and you will go through that season when you compromising and you feeling that connection, then you want to start keeping that connection a lot more. You know what foods would what? Break that connection. How to go lighter. Not to put too much, because you want to keep that connection. It's a feeling state. But you can feel it. That whole connection will come on more and more. And see,
And I like what you said, but the root chakra is your whole body.
right.
It's not just here. It's the whole. Feel the whole thing.
Yep. The root
Yeah.
chakra is the whole body.
Yeah, definitely. That's right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And that's how you know it's open.
yeah, because the blockages are opening in your body,
Yep.
and not just there, but the whole. Because if this is actually open, then your whole body opens.
Yep.
And so there's interdependence in this place. And same with the anus too. I noticed that when I do a lot of energy practices, if my anus is open
Mm-hmm.
and relaxed, then my whole body just so much more. It's more open.
Right.
It's not just, and that's I guess that's kind of the root chakra, but
Absolutely.
you know.
Now look at the area he said. The anus and the gonads, right between there's a flap of skin. And they call that the perineum. So there's a meditation called the Microcosmic Orbit where that's actually an energy center. They call that the seat of the serpent. So the more relaxed that is, that energy is flowing upwards. It's going to flow upwards, the healthier the body. We want these energies from these centers to start moving upwards. We're redirecting them. That's why they got scriptures where Jesus said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. What do they mean? If something be lifted up. Just like Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. He lifted up the serpent on a pole. They're talking the same thing. We have to lift these energies up, these lower energies in the body, so they can come upwards.
But also, like you said, we don't need to actually lift anything. We just need to relax. It'll move by itself.
It'll move by itself.
Yeah.
That's the lifting part, which is easy.
Okay.
But then you also have like the microcosmic orbit meditation,
Yeah.
which I guess we'll be doing soon.
Mm-hmm. We're going to hit that next, the Microcosmic Orbit meditation. So I might need that poster board.
All right. I get that.
So we could write that on there dealing with the different energy centers. Absolutely. Very powerful. And these work quick, too, to think about it when you stay on these practices. See, spiritual practices or energy practices will work if you stay consistent with them. They will work. Take them seriously. So sometimes people get mad at the doctor. Why didn't the doctor's ears want me to be sick and they didn't tell me this? Well, even if they did tell you to do these other things, the average person is too lazy to do them, so they'll get in trouble. They're just covering up their own butt. That's all they're doing. Now, why do I say this boldly? Because in these meditations and in my message, I keep saying meditation is the foundation, the meditation foundation. I did a whole retreats where I tracked down the people later and everybody to quit the meditation. Their energy dropped. Now they stuck again. Now, nobody's arguing. When you get back to your old schedule, it's very hard in the beginning stages because perfect health is time management. And when you get back to your home, even your home has a what? An energy field around it from the last lifestyle, so there could be things that activate you back into that last habit. Absolutely. That's why we do these what? When you move into a new area, you get the priest or something to come to the house to bless the house, to clean the energy. Or we do spring cleaning and these different feng shuis. Yeah. When you clean a house, you clean out the old energy, the old habit. It could actually what? Stimulate and activate the mind to go back to his old habits.
And what do you think about exercise? I know you've mentioned a lot about exercise, but some people swear they cannot be a breatharian if they don't have the exercise component in place. So did you always have that in place?
What, the exercise? Absolutely.
So that has to be there. You can't just do it with meditation, right?
Well, meditation is an exercise, but that's still on an energetic level. Now, check this out. There was a guy that came to a retreat. He was really, really thin. But he said, I want to build more muscle, Elitom. How do I build muscle? And I said, well, pick up the chair. Picked it up. Put it down. Pick it up. Put it down. That's how you do it, all right? It all depends how you want to look. See, this is your avatar, and you can shape it the way you want to shape it.
Like, can you be a breatharian without all the exercise?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. But see, what gets people too is you got a big athletic world out there of people who really do love to exercise. And even though breatharianism, we say it's a health message, they're looking at it and saying, but those people look unattractive. I don't want to be that. Well, I'm like, you don't got to be that way. You still can exercise. That's what's getting it. Now, if you didn't, but if you want to build muscle, you understand. There's a way to build muscle. That's all we're saying. If that make any sense.
Yeah, I only asked because I think somebody said that was. I'm sure you've heard of like Jericho Sunfire.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that was a big component that it helped him increase his own personal energy by exercising, generating his own energy.
Well, I never met him, and I know him, but I never met him personally, and I didn't hear too much of his teachings. But from my understanding, he did come from the physical exercise world, so I could see why that's in his message, coming from that point of view. So that's all I know about the Jericho Sunfire story on that one. But then again, he's not with us now, too, though. I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on.
I don't think he's still doing the
Right.
stuff.
So, again, we got to pick up the good pieces that people gave us in the past and carry on with that and keep on evolving with the message. Now, for myself, I'm teaching all the components. Not only meditation, but I'm also teaching the physical exercise because that exercise do bring more energy to the body, without a shadow of a doubt. Whether if it's walking, like I just did that walk, that was exercise. But it was also meditation. It was also all this other good stuff. But you had to have some level of health just to do that. But what made me do that, like I just started walking one day. I walk every day. You build up to that. To when you're ready to take off, the body's already ready. The feet's ready and all this other good stuff. Wow. So this is awesome. You can do all types of stuff. So, dealing with all these components. Now, dealing with exercise again, I'm glad she brought that up. In martial arts, you got what you call hard martial arts and soft martial arts. Now, what did that mean? Or internal. External and internal. Your hard ones is those who usually practice fast and hard. All right? They're going hard. And then you got the soft internal martial arts, going a lot slower. Focusing on more building up the internal energy and the one coming from outside in doing it more faster. Now, some people will say which one is more powerful. Okay? Now, if you get two students, one practicing hard and one practicing soft, and they practice hard for 10 years, both of them in their art, it'll be equal at the end of that 10 years. Why would we say that? Because the one who is practicing hard, it will become soft. The one who is practicing soft, it will become hard. You understand? That's the yin-yang sign. One will blend into the other. So it's sort of like the female energy. More females got the magnetism. But the more you work on your magnetism and strengthen it, it strengthens the electrical part of you. You can't have one without the other. The male's more electric. The more he practices the electric part of him, the masculinity, it makes it into the stronger the magnetism. So based on where you're coming from or what you're practicing, whatever you're in, be consistent and take it hard, and it will automatically phase into the other. And this one. Sort of like a martial arts. First you practice in defense. Then you practice in offense. And pretty soon, one day they become one. Somebody will swing at you, you blocked it, that was your defense, but it was also your offense. They ain't getting the arm back. Does that make any sense? Mm-hmm. It all blend into one. So it's the same with the breatharian journey. First, that's why we're teaching. First, you got to learn how to eat. Humanity's problem is they don't know how to eat. First of all, they don't even know how to use the fossil fuels. Right. Causing all this pain and suffering. So you learn how to eat, getting lighter and lighter, till it becomes so subtle. Now you're feeding off the subtle energies. That's what you're dealing with. It's already connected to you, just made it wider.
That's when you transition out of it.
That's the transition.
Yeah.
Making sense now, ain't it? The body's used to it. It's going along with the memo. Wow. And those subtle energies that used to be subtle, far-fetched, you couldn't feel them, now you start being able to feel them. Like I told you, my friend was with me, and we went up under the tree. Now that was their first time feeling the energy of the tree. Man, this is powerful. Didn't feel it before, but now they're making a transition. Whoa, I can feel it. Whoa, I feel this. Whoa, I'm changing. More subtle energies. It becomes strong. They ain't subtle no more. They become real. Man. Well, y'all ready for some microcosmic orbit?
Yes.
We digging in. Man, this is good. It's a beautiful world. All right, we'll go ahead and set this up. Here we go. Now, once again, we have wrapped up another good day of working with the pranic forces, working with this energy. How do y'all women feel?
Fabulous.
Energized, fabulous, because it's a powerful thing to know how to heal yourself. And it's even more powerful to do what? If you do get sick, you know why it happened, and you can still heal yourself. So those are two powerful things. So in other words, we're moving on, ain't we? We're about to go further up north and do another workshop.
Right.
So we're jamming all the way.
We're jamming up to Sebastopol.
Oh man, this is awesome because we're the immortals.
And then to Shasta.
And then to Mount Shasta. We're going to be all over the place, getting these high energies.
Yeah.
We be jamming.
I'm going to give them a tour.
Yes.
Go to the hot spots. Feel the light.
And we're going to be like zzz, buzzing all over the
It'd be
place.
It's true. We'll be buzzing.
It's going down. We done changed the world. Every time we change ourselves, we change the world.
That's right.
So have a nice day. We love y'all. Mwah. Coming from California. Peace.
Peace.